Everyone, thank you for coming back to our channel. My name is Mama Pie. This week we're going to be covering customary weight in ounces, pounds, and tons. This is 6th grade work, so get your minds right, get ready. It's going to be easy. Are you ready? Let's go. We're doing customary in weight, right? It's like weight meaning how heavy something is or how light something could be. So we start off first with ounces, then we go to pounds, and then tons. So ounces are smaller, right? The smallest customary weight. Then it goes to pounds, and then it goes to tons. A pound is like a block of cheese. A ton is like a car. So to change larger units into smaller units, we have to multiply, right? So we have L times S. So say if we wanted to make tons become smaller, we go backwards, right? So we do the largest times the smallest. So again, to change a larger unit into a smaller unit, we have to multiply. And the opposite is if we want to change something smaller, like a smaller unit, into a larger unit, we have to divide. So we go from the smallest to the largest, but we divide. Now I'm gonna do an example with that over here. So this is our customary weight over here. So 1 pound equals 16 ounces. 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds, okay? So that's the customary weight standard. So let's erase that. Right? So divide, multiply. So we have 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So the problem is asking 5 1/2 pounds, right? Equals how many ounces? We don't know. We gotta figure it out, right? So right now we know that we're working with 5 1/2 pounds. So okay, we have 1 pound here, right? So if 1 pound equals 16 ounces, we have a pound and we have our ounces, right? So let's go back up here. Let's go back up here. So we have a pound, right? And then we have an ounce. Pounds and ounces. So a pound is here in the middle, and then the ounces is over here. So we went from a pound to an ounce. We went backwards. We got smaller. So a pound is large and an ounce is smaller, right? So if we work from changing a larger unit to become a smaller unit, we have to multiply, okay? So before you start the problem, always look at the pounds and the ounces first. So a pound is larger than an ounce. So you already know that when we change a large unit to become a smaller unit, we have to multiply. So write that underneath each one first before you even start, right? So now we're starting with the pound, right? So 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So we know we're working with 16 ounces, right? So we take our 5 1/2 and we multiply it by 16. So that's the beginning of solving the problem. So now what we do is we do 5 times, 2 times 5, and 5 plus 1. So we do 2 times 5, 5 plus 1. Our denominator is 2. Then we multiply 16. Following me? You get it? It's easy, right? It's easy. Okay. So 2 times 5 is 10. And 10 plus 1 more is 11. So we have 11 over 2 times 16, right? So we basically 11 divided by 2. We bring down to x, bring down to 16. Are we done yet? No, we're not done. So if you have a sheet of paper, you're normally going to keep going down, but I don't have a sheet of paper, so I'm going to just go up. So we have 11 over 2 times 16. We don't have a denominator here, so we just make that a 1 to have a denominator. So now we have to simplify. So we check the numbers from these 2 points. Now some people would just go ahead and multiply and then simplify, but let's just go ahead and simplify now. So can 16 go into 2? Yes, how many times? 16 can go into 2 8 times, because 16 divided by 2 is 8. And then 2 divided by 2 is 1. So change that to 1. So our new numbers are 11 times 8 over 1 over 1. Or you could say 11 times 8 over 1 to make it, easier. So 11 times 8 is 88 over 1, which is 88. So our answer is 88 ounces. 5 1/2 pounds equals 88 ounces. Okay? Did you get it? Now let's try another one. Let's try another one. Hold on, let me find it. It's in the book. I didn't have the page ready. And my daughters are on that right now. Right? So let us try the next one. So we have 6,500, right? 6,500 pounds equals how many tons? That's what we're trying to get to right now. This is another problem we have to solve. So right now we know we're in, before we start, right? We're talking about pounds and we're trying to convert it to tons, right? So let's come back up here. So we have pounds and then tons is over here. So we went from a pound to a ton. So this is smaller and this is larger because we went from a pound to a ton. A ton is larger, right? So we know when we convert a smaller unit into a larger unit, we have to divide, right? So now we know we have to divide. So let's look at the pounds. 1 pound equals 16 ounces, right? But are we talking about ounces? No, we're talking about tons. So let's go to the tons. 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. So now we have to do 6,500 divided by 2,000 pounds. Okay? So let's see, how can we divide that? Let's come over here. 2,000 divided by 6,500. Do we need a calculator? Some people might. In this case, we don't. 2,000 it's like working with tens or hundreds. So let's just imagine that the zeros are not there. So let's count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8. Add the zeros. Right? So what number is closest to 6,500? 6,000. Right? So we put 6,000. 6,500 goes into 2,000 3 times. So let's subtract. 0, 0. 5 take away 0 is 5. 6 take away 6 is 0. So our answer would become 3 for the whole number, 500 for your part, and 2,000 for your fraction. 500 is just part of the fraction. Okay? This is your whole number, so we have a mixed number. Right? Boom. That's what we're working with. How can we make this smaller? Now we have to simplify. Right? Now, imagine, the zeros aren't there, right? You could take 500 divided by 2,000, right? Take the zeros off, right? So 5 and 2 and 20. 20 goes into the 5 time tables how many times? 4 times. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So our new answer is 3 1/4. Or if you don't know how to convert without, simplifying the fraction by excluding these zeros, you just say 500 over 2,000, right? You do 500, 5, 10, add your 2 zeros, 15, add your 2 zeros, 20, add your 2 zeros, right? So you got 500, right? You can do 5, 10, 15, 20. We're working with 2 zeros, so add 2 zeros. How many times can 2,000 go into 500? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times. 500 goes into 500 1 time. So that's another way to do it, okay? So our answer is 3 1/4. So we convert pounds into tons. 500 pounds equals 3 1/4 tons. Okay? I hope you understand. I hope that was easy. It's really fun. If you have fun, then you can make it worth your while. Math is fun. You're just solving a problem. You're, figuring out your numbers. I used to be scared of this. This right here, customary conversion and measurements and units, I used to hate it. But teaching the girls this, it's opening me up and it's allowing me to, dig deep within myself to say, I can do this. If I can do this, then they can do this. But you have to make it fun. So again, converting customary weight, you start off with the ounces, you go to pounds, and you go to tons. From the smallest to the largest, okay? When you're converting smaller units to larger units, you make sure you multiply. You divide, I'm sorry. When you're converting larger units to smaller units, you multiply. Divide, multiply. Remember, from an ounce to a pound, smallest to largest, divide. From a larger unit to a smaller unit, you multiply. Thank you. Always have fun with math. You can do it. I believe in you. Subscribe to our channel. Like, give it a thumbs up. Come back. See more videos. Have a good day. Bye.